So for today's video on Clwon, we're just doing a quick math summary. I put math in quotes. This wasn't completely scripted and it's going to be a little off cut, and I apologize if I rant a little bit or go a little bit off topic. But basically, the idea here is which is better, the yellow bottle or the purple bottle. Now, to answer the question right now at this very moment, neither is better. They're both better in different situations. But if we look at it from a math perspective, which one is almost always a better choice in pretty much any situation? In my opinion, it's yellow bottles. I know a lot of people do say bad things about the yellow bottles, but they seem to, math-wise, work out better. The issue is they don't feel like they work out better, and I'm not entirely sure how to fix that bit. But the basic math is the yellow bottle will increase your movement speed by 10% for 5 seconds at base. You can increase this by 2 seconds or 1 second with a couple of add-ons. So that makes you go from that basically makes you go to a 5.06 meter a second killer, which is almost as fast as Spirit in her Spirit Walk. Not completely, but almost as fast. For the purple bottles, it will slow the survivors down by 15%, bringing them from 100% to 85%. There is an add-on, however, the bleach bottle that is getting nerfed soon, that will lower that even lower to 20, or when the update happens, 19%. But it only does that for 2 seconds, and with one add-on, 3 seconds. It also impairs their vision. That also needs to be counted in, and it means they can't they can only slow, or they can't fast vault, except for pallets, obviously. And it lingers for 4 seconds on the ground, while the yellow bottle will linger for 5 seconds. Now, the other thing with the yellow bottle is it takes a couple seconds. It's 2.5 seconds before it actually can be used, and it can be used by both sides. However, as you'll notice from most gameplay, that's almost a non-factor. Survivors will often not run into the yellow bottle, even if it's advantageous for them, for psychological reasons, I assume. It's killer power bad, I guess. So, the yellow bottle, its upsides, other than the fact that it increases your movement speed by 10% for 5 seconds, up to 7 seconds, is you can't really miss the yellow bottle. And that's something I think gets often overlooked. Yes, you can technically miss it. However, you can always run back into it. You can throw it where you need to in a loop, and you can use it, especially if you know you're going to get the hit in one run. With the purple bottle, you can miss it. Even if you're corralling, technically you can still miss the purple bottle. Even if you're a god at aiming the bottles, you will sometimes miss. I mean, I've played a lot of Clwon games, and I miss bottles all the time. It just happens. As far as the other things the purple bottles can do over the yellow bottles, however, one, it's a guaranteed slow. It screams, so it can give you some information. And the purple bottles also have a lot of effects that can be added to them with add-ons. But at the end of the day, I think the yellow bottle, because of Cigar Box also, but just because you can't miss it, and because the 10% movement speed, while it doesn't seem like much, for 7 seconds, you were moving at 5.06 meters a second. That makes you faster than every base killer in the game. Except for Spirit in her Spirit Walk, and a couple exceptions like Oni and Hillbilly during their powers. But at the same time, it's, like I said, you can't miss it. And since you're a simple M1 killer, there's not really much counterplay to it other than just looping you and running away. The other thing about the yellow bottles that often goes overlooked is just the fact that it speeds up the survivors as well is not that big of a deal. Because if you're sped up and the survivors sped up, you're still faster than them. It really doesn't matter. If you throw the yellow ball directly at a survivor on the other side of a loop, you're just stupid. Like, really. Unless you're planning on going to the other side of the loop very quickly, you're just being dumb. But at the end of it, I think what it really comes down to is like I said, it's very situational. If you can't get to the other side of the loop, yes, the purple bottle is 100% better. If you don't have line of sight on the survivor directly, just throw a yellow bottle in the general vicinity, start walking that way, and you will eventually find them. And the other thing, like I said, is in conjunction with the purple bottles. So if you throw the yellow bottle at your feet, let's say at a loop, and the survivor's just standing there, that is a 10% bonus movement speed to you for 5 seconds. And then you throw the purple bottle at the survivor during those 5 seconds, they are slowed to 85% unless you have the bleach bottle, which would make it 80%, while you're moving at almost at 125%. You're immediately faster than them in almost every situation. It doesn't make it good necessarily. The Clwon still has a lot of issues, and this video isn't. This entire month of play isn't even to make sure or make it so people think Clwon is like S tier. I don't even agree with that, and I play him all the time. I know he's bad, and it's part of the reason why I enjoy him, because I feel like Clwon shows almost the complete base mechanics of the game. If you can get good with Clwon, you can get good with basically any killer. Because even if you can't use their powers correctly, well, you can always go back to just general looping. But in the end, as I said, conjunction is really what you want to do. Try to use them both at the same time. Another thing that needs to be added is that if the survivor is hit with the purple bottle and goes into the yellow gas, they will be cured and will be sped back up to normal speed. But that is very seldom going to happen, and with how short the invigoration or the intoxication lasts, it's not going to happen that often. So at the end of the day, just try to be creative with it. I know I'm not very creative sometimes. I don't throw them at trees often. While I do think the spread is nice, I do think it's inconsistent. And unless you're actually trying to track people down, which, because I often run cigar box, I don't need to do that. It can work out that way. The other thing with the yellow bottles is the utility the yellow bottles provide for reloading, kicking gens, and kicking pallets. Like I've said this many times, you can throw it at your feet when you're doing any of these actions with reloading a little bit ahead of you, and by the time you get out of the animation, you're sped up, and that can help immensely in chases. Or just getting things done faster. While technically you didn't kick the gen any faster, you sped yourself up by 10% to the point to where it basically was a non-factor. Like I said, this is just some quick maths. I mean, I could get really, really into it and delve and do some fucking pixel measurements and whatnot if you'd like. But at the end of the day, the yellow bottle speeds you up by 5.05 meters, or 5.06 meters a second for 5 seconds, up to 7 seconds. Actually, I take that back, because if you add both of the duration add-ons, it can be 8 seconds. And the purple bottle slows the survivors down by 15% or 20%, depending on the add-ons, for 2.5 seconds once they leave the gas. That is a key point, once they leave the gas. If they linger in the gas, which the gas will linger for 4 seconds, unless the survivor goes through the gas. If the survivor goes through the gas will only linger for 2.5 seconds. The yellow bottle does not get affected this way, at least to my knowledge. The wiki says nothing about it, and I've never tested it or seen it at all. But that's the basics maths, and that's really just what I wanted to get into this. And I know people will crap on the yellow bottles a lot, but they do provide a lot of utility and a lot of use cases that can help you get hits that you normally wouldn't be able to get. And in conjunction with the purple bottles especially. There's a lot of hard loops, like on Haddonfield, the truck loop, the one with the pallet at the end of it, that most killers can't get that hit. Range killers can, Pyramid Head can, but Clwon can. And if the survivor knows what the Clwon's doing right there, they will just leave the loop. What you do is you throw the purple bottle above the pallet, so they're trapped in the hindered status effect. Before you do that, you throw a yellow bottle at your feet at the bed of the pickup truck, and then once that goes off and both of the bottles are going, you'll be able to land the hit before they can get to the other side of the pallet. especially if you can mind game super quickly. But yeah, that was just the video for today. I know this isn't a normal gameplay video. I do have some gameplay playing in the background. And I've been gone for a couple days. Life stuff happened. So for the rest of Clown Month, I'm going to be trying to get a lot more games out. And Clown Month is almost over. And I'm not completely sure what I'm going to be doing after Clown Month. But here's hoping we can keep doing these semi-daily uploads. I'm having fun with it for real, even though it's not the best for my mental health sometimes. But it's still fun. And I enjoy playing Clown. This gives me more of an excuse to do it, because a lot of times I won't play him because I play him so much. Not because I'm bored, but because I just... once you do something enough times, bored or not, you just kind of get sick of it. And I do like to learn other killers as well. But thanks for tuning in if you did. I hope the quick maths helped a little bit. And have a nice day, everybody.